All right, y'all, part 2 of our poor man's raised bed. So this is our front yard, and this is a slope right here. We've got a yard, and then it slopes down steep right here. You can tell the pasture has been bush hogged. That's where I plant my corn, down there. But all of this is not bush hogged right here. It's very, very, very steep, okay? This right here, I've got the huge hickory tree, leaves fall down. I cut that mimosa with that Saker chainsaw, the little 4-inch blade, and that's as high as or as low as I could get it down to the ground. It was way too big for it, but I didn't have time to wait on my husband. A girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. So I cleared all this off. It was just grown up brush, and you can see a few daffodils somebody had planted that had lived here decades ago. But all of this was covered in leaves. I have raked leaves all day long, massive amounts of leaves. What had happened was this right here was just a catch-all, okay? This is not workable. This is not really part of the yard. It goes straight into pasture. It was grown up, and my dad, years ago, when I first moved into this house, he burned everything here. Well, it grew right back, okay? My husband, I've been after him to bush hog that, and he's a flat-footed Alabamian, and he's not gonna get on that steep hill. However, my dad's from the foothills of Tennessee. Now he's got no excuse, but he said, no, I'm not bush hogging that. We've got water lines there, and it's extremely steep, okay? So this, I just let go, and I never had time to clean it up. I've cleaned it up. My husband's gonna cut this stump down with a chainsaw better. You can see where the house was built and added onto. There's rock out here. I found all sorts of stuff. I'd like to have a metal detector, no telling what I'd find. But all of these little pines are sprouting, so we need to get rid of that. My husband's going to take care of that, okay? Anyways, make this land work for you, because I want you to see up under here, this is good dirt. I'm going to call it dirt, okay? Very good. It looks good. We live on clay, solid clay. But this is shaded in the summer because of that hickory tree right here in front of it, and it's on a hill, so it catches runoff, so it stays wet, moist, dark, okay? Leaves, rotted leaves, all morning. I've been doing that, putting in our bed. That's step 2. Let me show you what we've got. So here's the bed. If you can see, and in a minute I'm gonna get my selfie stand, I'm gonna film in front of you guys. Leaves everywhere, all in the bed. Now over here, I've got pine straw. This right here, I'm gonna show you. I've got on snake boots, so this is heavy. I mean, it's compact. When I say leaves, I'm using a mineral tub right there. I have put probably 25 loads at minimum in here this morning. I am exhausted because I'm having to haul it up that hill, okay? It's not easy, on top of raking it and everything else. Got my logs here. You can see it's still wanting to bend. Leaves go quick. But here's something else that doesn't compact too bad. Pine straw. Now, this is very acidic, but it has not hurt my garden so far. This is free filler. A lot of people use this as mulch, but you can see I've mixed leaves up under it. I'm gonna show you a few more things. I am loading this up with pine straw and leaves. I can walk over all these logs now and it not really be too bad, okay? Now, he's not perfect. I'm gonna add some more pine straw over here where it's nothing but leaves. Guys, let your land work for you. This is free. This is what I mean by back-breaking work, because I'm having to dig it up and rake it up and put it in this bed, but I can walk right through here. Now, there's a low spot right there. I need to add some pine straw too. Pine straw is free, or at least down here in the land of the pines it is. This was terrible over here. I had so many dips with the logs, but you can see I'm just walking all along. So, let me show you what we're doing. All right, guys, so I'm standing back. I've got a baseball cap on and no makeup. It's one of those homesteading type days, so it's probably a good thing you can't see me up under this. I hope you can anyways. Anyways, I wanted to film it because it's so important. This is how you garden for free, okay? Leaves, pine straw. I usually will mix it together. This time I didn't because I've layered leaves on the bottom over here. Pine straw, acidic. Leaves are not. This is an active compost bed. I've still got to fill in this corner here with pine straw, okay? But let me show you. As you go, everything in this bed so far is brown. Compost is brown or green, okay? Green is hot, it's nitrogen, it's food scraps, it's animal manure, okay? Brown is dull, okay? That gives you your bulk. That's leaves, pine straw, wood, anything like that, okay? So as you go, I want you to mix in different things while you layer, okay? No specific rhyme or reason. This is just what I came up with, okay? Right here, this is number one. This is brown too, okay? Shredded paper. This right here I used as shavings for my chicks last year for free. Not as good as pine shavings, but it worked, okay? But this, just to fill in your raised bed, is wonderful. If you collect paper for a year, you're gonna have sacks upon sacks of anything that you need shredded, and you don't need your information out there anyways, okay? So take this and throw it in, okay? It doesn't matter where you do it. I don't care where you do it. I don't care how much you do it. In the last raised bed, I used bags upon bags, and we'll use a whole lot more to this. Good drainage get in there. It breaks down really quick, and you can add paper all summer to this. It looks terrible at first, and then it'll turn right back into beautiful brown soil, okay? Next, the chickens see this, and I try to feed them to get them away. I feed them scraps in a Folgers coffee can a lot of times. That's just what I have. Take apple cores, eggshells, anything green, food scraps, tea bags that don't have a metal clasp. If it's all paper, throw it in there, okay? And that's why I didn't put the chickens over here, because they want to eat the scraps. That right there is green. That's green. Anything alive, food, manure, okay? So the next step, I'm going to keep doing pine straw. Layer some green along the way, okay? I'm going to go clean out my chicken coops and put those pine shavings with animal manure in here. Mix it together, okay? Layer it up. I'm going to put it right over that paper. Paper, paper, paper. It's free if you've got scrap paper around the house. It wouldn't be a bad idea to go get some notebooks if they're on sale. We had a dirt cheap here where we live, and they were like 10 cents a piece for notebooks. Guys, that is so cheap to fill it up, okay? If you had something like that or didn't use it. Everybody's got notebooks, paper around the house. You can do it. That's step 2. Step 3 is coming. Step 2 takes the longest. I've been working on this for a while. It needs to be dry to rake these leaves over into your bed. My bed's going to go down in soil level. I'm going to add paper and leaves and compost to it all throughout the summer. Leaves will be in the fall. All this stuff is a continuous bed, okay? You want it working. I don't know how many earthworms I dug up this morning and put in here with just leaves. That's great. They're going to turn this for you and make it a beautiful compost worm casting bed. You don't have to buy worm castings. You don't have to do anything. It's happening right in there as we speak, okay? And it rained heavily the other night. I'm going to pan out so you can see nothing went down in level, okay? And step 3 is coming. I'm going to show you over there. All right, guys. Very, very, very simple way to have an active compost bed. Browns and greens. Just start thinking like, hey, you can plant in this with just browns, leaves, and pine straw. It's going to be very acidic. Your tomatoes and peppers will love it, okay? Other things that don't like acidic so well may not because of the pine straw. I've got it free here. If I had more leaves, I'd use that. I'm lining the whole house with a new landscape border that's going to be a planting garden as well. So I don't want all my leaves in this one bed. I'm going to disperse them a little bit because they're not acidic like pine straw. If you've got pine cones, throw it in here. Chicken feathers. I've went around the duck pen. They molt really bad. And they've just come out of a hard molt, and there's been feathers everywhere. Put them in there. That's protein, okay? I believe that's a brown. Look up composting, green and brown. I did a video on controversial composting. This is how you build a bed for free. It's just trash. It's just trash. But I promise you, look over here. See that on the edge? We're getting ready, and it's starting to look great, okay? It needs to be compact. We'll take care of that. Pine straw is a good way to add filler. Let everything absorb and do well. All right, guys, that is controversial composting 101 with our active DIY poor man's raised bed for free. For free. Okay, guys? All right, we'll see you next time on Harmon Homestead.